All the big sounds for the quarterfinals surfacing at this time. I will talk about that and we'll get into the more current issues in the next half an hour. We're going to be talking to JD, a former Calypso king in Dominica, with his number for 2026 called I Choose to Be Good. Let me give you a piece of what I just heard a minute ago.
Yeah, in this life, every decision you make is a choice between good and bad. Which will you choose? Born and raised on this little island, right in the center of the Caribbean. Everybody knows everybody. The best times I could remember were when we decided to come together. One common man, one common goal. But when religion and politician preaching division, we as the conscience of our nation, we must take a stand. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm my brother's keeper, you see. And relations between my brother and I are really up to me. I made that choice. You see, I could have been bad just to be good. I could have been bad, just to be good. Just to be good. I could have been bad, I chose to be good. Everybody, let me hear you sing. Whoa, whoa. I've seen it all in the people around me, from the good to the bad and ugly, to victims of the circumstances. In every man there is good and bad, yet if his conscience guides his heart, he plays a part in a beautiful world. But those in position, like the politician, have more to answer for. They control the nation and their decisions would make us rich or poor. So when our leaders are wealthy, but we cannot pay ends meet, it is clear that their choice is selfish, and to hell with everybody. That's not who I aim to be. I could have been bad just to be good. I could have been bad.
I could have been bad, but I chose to be good. Lyrically deep in the afternoon. JD, former Calypso king in Dominica.
I chose to be good. Everybody sing. Whoa.
Hearing it for the first time on cue.
Well, in this life, no man is perfect. Morals and principles he may neglect. There may be time to get back on track. But when a man on top with power can't elevate his people under, there comes a time they must react. Don't take their actions in isolation when they can take no more. Hard-working people fighting evil, then rebel with a cause. So when all you see me singing, oh, things going on, join with me cause we in the same boat, and let we chant them down. We know which side we on. We could have been bad. We chose to be good. We could have been bad, bad, bad. We chose to be good. You could have been bad. Choose to be good. You could have been bad, 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 but choose to be good. Let me hear you sing. Whoa. Everybody sing. Whoa. Whoa.
A pen by JD himself. Good afternoon, JD. How are you doing this afternoon?
Good afternoon, Matt. Good afternoon, Matt. How are you doing? Good afternoon to all the listeners of Q95 right now. I want to big up my mom. She must be listening, I suspect.
Mm-hmm.
And also my sister in the US, my brother in the US, my wife, Ashanta. Yeah. And all the listeners, all the fans. Oh, ACS, of course. AC Children and Company.
I know they're locked in at this
I'm new
time.
in there.
Sandra,
Yes,
good afternoon to you.
Sandra, good afternoon to Yeah, man, I'm sure they're locked in and listening to the vibes.
Yep. JD, tell us something about that song. Tell us something about that song. When did you start writing this one? I mean, I know you're a very lyrically tough guy. When did you start writing this song?
Well, Matt, you wouldn't believe that song was actually recorded 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yes, and every year I keep putting it off. But for some reason, this year seems like the right time for that type of song. Choose to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, in Dominica, in the region, if you check the world, you have a lot of bad characters. A lot of people doing bad things, right? So, and remember, being bad is a choice. You could choose to either be good or bad. Every decision you make, like I say in the intro of the song, every decision you make is a choice between good and bad. So it's a simple matter of human beings, we being good to each other, and yeah, choose to be good.
So you wrote it a couple years ago.
Yes, I did. Yes. I didn't change any lyric. I changed no lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I only went by Cornell last week Saturday to change a little melody, nice little part to put in it, but no lyrics didn't change. But it just, for some reason, I just find
You find it appropriate and timely.
very appropriate, very timely for the times we are right now.
I could have been bad. I chose to be good.
I've seen it all in the people around me, from the good to the bad and ugly, to victims of the circumstances. In every man there is good and bad, yet if his conscience guides his heart, he plays a part in a beautiful world. Those in position, like the politician, have more to answer for. They control the nation, and their decisions would make us rich or poor. So when our leaders are wealthy, but we cannot pay ends meet, it is clear that their choice is selfish, and to hell with everybody. That's not who I aim to be. I could have been bad just to be good. I could have been bad, 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 just to be good. I could have been bad, just to be good. I could have been bad, 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 just to be good. Everybody sing, whoa. Let me hear you sing, whoa. Well, in this life, no man is perfect. Morals and principles he may neglect. There may be time to get back on track. But when a man on top with power can't elevate his people under, there comes a time they must react. Don't take their actions in isolation when they can take no more. It's hardworking people fighting evil, then rebel with a cause. So when all you see me singing, all the bad things going on, join with me cause we in the same boat, and let we chant them down. We know which side we on. We could have been bad, we chose to be good. We could have been bad,
Listen and listen well.
to be good.
Lyrically deep, huh?
Choose to be good. You could have been bad, but choose to be good. Let me hear you sing. Everybody sing.
You've had a chance, JD, to listen to some calypsos. What do you think of the season thus far?
Well, I find the season is shaping up well. Like you say, we hear some calypsos and we have a lot more to hear. So I expect to hear a lot more good calypsos in the coming days, leading up to the quarterfinals, which is on the 17th next week, Saturday.
And you're confident that this song is going to take you through the quarterfinal?
Well, I personally love that song. I just love it.
So it's left to the judges.
Yeah, for sure. And I just can't wait to perform it and just feel comfortable in doing so. Yeah, I await that moment.
What do you think is different from this year compared to last year? What do you think? I think last year you suffered a cold. Was it last year or the year before?
Yes. In the finals last year, I had suffered a cold and
you struggled a little bit.
It was yeah, but imagine backstage I couldn't sing at all. I thought I would just go and try to sing one line and then call it quits. But I managed to pull through. The Saturday morning when I woke up, Matt, I just find like my voice gone. So I actually called our Calypsonian friend and pharmacist, Young Bull, and he gave me some stuff from his pharmacy. And I kept taking it throughout the day, even backstage. He come and check on me. I tell him, boss, I got sick. He give me other recommendations to do, and then surprisingly, when I go on the stage, I could sing, although you could hear the straining of the voice and so on. But I managed to actually perform the both songs. But I mean, obviously, you're in a competition, you don't expect to get far when you cannot sing to the best of your ability. So yeah, that was it last year. Actually, Checo was also in my tent. We were sharing tent.
Same problem.
And he had the same problem. I think Dice had a little problem too, but he overcame it with some remedy.
But don't you think all the stress or strain you guys experienced before going on that stage might be a problem as well? I mean, I see a lot of you sing a lot because everybody in demand around that time. But don't you think you have to relax sometime?
I try to relax, but I'll tell you what. I think last year what happened to me is usually I have somebody managing my props and backstage and everything, and I think I got a little too involved in that on the actual day too. Even leading up, the days leading up to it,
to make sure everything is right.
Yes. So I think I can rectify that this year. So I have somebody in mind to
take care of that.
To take care of everything for me. Yeah, I don't know about the other guys, but yeah, that is something around like the last week or two. I try not to take too much gigs other than maybe the tents and so on. I try not to take too much because when you're in the finals, it can be a stressful thing. You have to organize a lot. So I try to lessen the load, especially on the voice to singing. Yeah.
Because you always need that voice for the final, huh? Yeah.
Yes. And rest is another important thing. You have to rest, especially on the day off. You cannot do too much because the quality of voice has been affected. Especially, well, some people maybe less than others, but I know for me, I need my rest. Rest equals better voice quality for me.
Principles he may neglect, and make it time to get back on track. But when a man on top with power can't elevate his people under, there comes a time they must react. Don't take their actions in isolation when they can take no more. It's hardworking people fighting.
Somebody says it's a special dedication to the DLP.
So
Is that song for the DLP?
No, well, that song is for everybody with a conscience, and you know you're doing bad. Is a conscience call to switch over and do, you see that line just say we know which side we're on. You need to switch over to the right side and be good.
Just to be good. You could have been bad. Choose to be good.
Let me see if I can get some voice notes in there.
Good afternoon, Matt. This message for JD, man. Matt, let me say congratulations to JD for not winning a crown, but for consistency, Matt. This guy always make a song with message, and that's a sign of a great artist. A man who makes a song that carries a message. Even people can dance to it, or it makes you sit down and listen closely to the lyric. Because see, I'm one of them people who listen to lyrical content of a tune, not just the love way and the ram and jam and, you know, them kind of thing. You know, the content has to be there for me. And he's one of them guys. He's there with Bob, he's there with Dice, you know, just like Shelly in Bouillon. So just want to say big up to JD for consistency, my friend. Thank you.
Good and bad. Which will you choose? Born and raised on this little island, right in the center of the Caribbean. Everybody knows everybody. The best times I could remember were when we decided to come together, one common man.
Somebody says good influencer to the young people, huh?
Religion and politician, preaching division. We as the conscience of our nation, we must take a stand. I don't need nobody to tell me, and my brothers keeper, you see. And relations between my brother and I are really up to me. I made that choice. You see, I could have been bad just to be good. I could have been bad just to be good.
We're going to give you a chance, of course, to do an a cappella if you can. You think your voice is warm enough?
I can do something, man.
You can do something.
Yeah.
Because normally when we hear the lyrics or the sound, sometimes the lyrics is buried in the song. A lot of people prefer to hear the song a cappella so they can have a better, deeper understanding. Because everybody's saying they're strong lyrically, amazing song.
People around me, from the good to the bad and ugly, to victims of circumstances. In every man there is good and bad, yet if his conscience guides his heart, he plays a part in a beautiful world. Those in position, like the politician, have more to answer for. They control the nation, and their decisions would make us rich or poor. So when our leaders are wealthy, but we cannot pay ends meet, it is clear that their choice is selfish, and to hell with everybody. That's not who I aim to be. I could have been bad just to be good. I could have been bad.
We're going to play the song for the final time this afternoon. They allowed JD to do his a cappella. It's a very, very busy afternoon here. Stick around, Dominica. We're here with the JD for for 2026. Stick around. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back, Dominica. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Slim presents Drink with Intent, the ultimate White Silent Headphones Party, Volume 2. Volume 2, featuring Dominica's finest, DJ Snow, Selector Urban, DJ Rap, DJ Flip the Boss, DJ Day, Mika Labadi, DJ Ati, and DJ Slim. After party with Aunt Willa's YouTube sensation, DJ Style. We are Barbie Faithy and Dominica's World Touring DJ MJ. It's all going down on the Realm, January 17th from 9 p.m. Admission, early bird $60, tier 2 $80, and tier 3 $100. Tickets sold at Cozy Corner or online at ticketpal.com. Drink with Intent, the ultimate all-white solid headwood party volume 2. It's gonna be crazy. This event is sponsored by Belfast Estate, Amy Rob, Discover Dominica Authority, Summit Lakes Hotel, Big W, Research IGA, Milwaukee, Roberts Limited, Serrano, Hennessy, Malibu, KFC, DJ Median, K-Bits, Vibes Radio, Humble Visual, Master Fan, Magnum Tonic Wine, Chef Ali, GBA Enterprises, OT Rum, Chimman's Reserve, DDA Styles Travel, The Realm, Cozy Corner, The Vibe, High Garden Limited, Mika's Courtyard, Mika Henderson Inc., One Temps Bar and Grill.
Ooh, oh, KFC. Ooh, oh, KFC. Looking for some place to go. Variety meals for soul. KFC. Grab your family and your friends. Join in the experience. KFC. It's the place to be. Made for you and me. KFC. KFC. It's finger licking good.
Whoa! It's all about Calypso quarterfinals on Saturday, 17th January 2026 at 8:30 p.m. at the Faction Valley Road. 32 Calypsonians backed up by the Swing Stars Band. Early bird tickets is only $30 online at Eventbrite. General admission $50, sitting $60, VIP $100. Don't forget the date, January 17th, 2026 at 8:30 p.m. It's all about Calypso, Calypso, Calypso. Calypso Quarter by Night, sponsored by Flo Dominica, Josephine Gabriel, Tropita Water, Coca-Cola, and Nick India, Discover Dominica Authority, John Buffet, Tomlet, Fresh Market, Doing Center, BB Rum, Big Edge, Perkins Pizza, ICWI, Vibian TV, Kyrie FM, BBS Radio, Vibes Radio, and QFM. There's you got to be there.
All right, Dominic, we're back here. Of course, this is, of course, the Talk on the Block. And we have with us JD. Before we introduce the JD, of course, do the acapella, I want to take this message here.
Good afternoon, madam listening. JD, I know you, but lyrically strong. This song is just a good song. And I can tell you now, my boy, straight finals is only up to you to FOPA, and I know you won't. Don't get the call, you know, because you come like last year, and that time you had the, I know if it's a Biana wasn't on you, but yeah. So go there and do your thing, man. But good lyrics, good melody. This song is a nice song. All right? And no politics in that. Want to take it like that as a business. Yeah, that's what it is. But good song, good song, good song. So far, all what I hear, good songs.
All right. Thank you. All right, let's take it out of acapella before we move on. JD, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Na 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 na. Da 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 da. Born and raised on this little island, right in the center of the Caribbean. Everybody knows everybody. The best times I could remember were when we decided to come together, one common man, one common goal. But when religion and politician reach in division, we as the conscience of our nation, we must take a stand. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm my brother's keeper, you see. And relations between my brother and I are really up to me. I made that choice, you see. I could have been bad. I chose to be good. I could have been bad. I chose to be good. I could have been bad. I chose to be good. I could have been bad. I chose to be good. Let me hear you sing. Whoa, whoa. Everybody sing. Whoa, whoa. Na 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 na. Dee da 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 da. I've seen it all in the people around me. From the good to the bad and ugly, to victims of their circumstances. In every man there is good and bad, yet if his conscience guides his heart, he plays a part in a beautiful world. But those in position, like the politician, have more to answer for. They control the nation and their decisions could make us rich or poor. So when our leaders are healthy, but we cannot make ends meet, it is clear that their choice is selfish, and to hell with everybody. That's not who I aim to be. I could have been bad, just to be good. I could have been bad. I chose to be good. I could have been bad. I chose to be good. I could have been bad. I chose to be good. Whoa, whoa. Let me hear you sing. Whoa, whoa. Da 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 da. Well, in this life, no man is perfect. Morals and principles he may neglect. There may be time to get back on track. But when a man on top with power can't elevate his people under, there comes a time they must react. Don't take their actions in isolation when they can take no more. Is hardworking people fighting evil turn rebel with a cause. So when all you see me singing of the bad things going on, join with me cause we in the same boat and let we chant them down. We know which side we on. We could have been bad. We chose to be good. We could have been bad. We chose to be good. You could have been bad. Choose to be good. You could have been bad. But choose to be good. Let me hear you sing. Whoa, whoa. Everybody sing. Whoa, whoa. Na 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 na.
It's all about Calypso quarterfinals on Saturday, 17th January 2026 at 8:30 p.m. at the Faction Valley Road. 32 Calypsonians backed up by the Swingsters Band. Early bird tickets is only $30 online at Eventbrite. General admission $50. Sitting $60. VIP $100. Don't forget the date, January 17th, 2026 at 8:30 p.m. It's all about Calypso, Calypso, Calypso. Calypso quarterfinals sponsored by Flo Dominica, Josephine Gabriel, Peter Water, Coca-Cola, Henneken Beer, Discover Dominica Authority, John the Bay, Tomlet, Fresh Market, Do It Center, BB Rum, Big Edge, Perkins Pizza, ICWI, Vibian TV, Kyrie FM, BBS Radio, Vibes Radio, QFM, Tesamem. You got to be there.
All right, Dominica, we're here, and of course, so we're just wrapping up with JD. JD, any final words before you go?
Yeah, I just want to say to the Dominican public and everybody listening to
Mhm.
choose to be good, and we have our carnival coming up. Choose to be good. Yeah, man.
All right, the carnival opens at 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh yes. Interestingly, we have a truck on the road for carnival, Calypso. Calypso has a truck on the road for carnival this year.
That's
for the
something.
opening.
That's something different.
That's something different. That's something good, and I applaud the
New
new
executive.
executive for that. Yes, for
We've,
sure.
we've seen some good things thus far. Huh?
Thus far, we have. Yes, I remain. I reserve my,
Comments?
not my comments, but my assessment. I want to let a year pass for me to see, because one of the things I lament
Mm-hmm.
is that Calypso is too seasonal. We need to do something out of the season to promote our own thing. Yeah. So I wait to see what ideas the new executive have in terms of that, in terms of maybe putting a show in around the summertime or Independence time or something. But let's see what happens.
All right.
Yeah, man.
JD, thank you very much. We'll see you again sometime.
Yeah, man.
You have something coming up for the already for the second sound?
Yeah, I have a few things. Let me-
I know you're always ready.
the second song might be entitled, the title might change, but it might be entitled Talking to Myself.
Talking to yourself.
Yeah, let's
A
meditate.
slow
on that.
one, a slow one? Or?
No, that one's slow enough. We'll come with a little fire in the next one.
All right.
Yeah,
Talking
man.
to yourself.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you, JD. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Somebody says JD never disappoints. So we'll find out. Thank you, sir. All right, Dominic, we're here. We're talking the talk on the block. We're going to take a phone call. Let's see what that person has on their mind. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Matt,
Yes. Yes, sir. I'm
I'm
here.
telling you,
Tell me.
go and tell me the answer from my partner, Jimbola there.
What answer?
But I tell you, check something for me.
So you got you got the answer from the partner?
No, but you have to give to me.
All right. I'll call you partner. I'll call you back, Jimbo. Okay? I know what you're talking about in terms of whether the case is going forward. I think that. All right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
for me now.
I'll check it for you. Oh, okay. Bye-bye. I want to start off like I did yesterday. We were asking for more information as it relates to our Prime Minister, Mr. Skerritt, in terms of what is in this MOU, immigrants or refugees We heard the Prime Minister of St. Kitts, Mr. Drew, giving an explanation we think, or people say should have been given by Prime Minister Skerrit. Who are these refugees? Where are they coming from? Do we have to support them while they're in Dominica? How many? In Antigua, we heard from Gaston Brown saying it's no one in 10. PM, you need to give more answers. Let's listen to Mr. Drew, Dr. Drew. Let's listen.
And
Let's see if we can go back to that.
into a memorandum of understanding with the United States of America for the potential transfer of certain third country nationals. And I want us to listen carefully, who are citizens or nationals of the Caribbean community. This does not involve anybody outside of CARICOM. This is in keeping with our CARICOM principle. And I will further say that because of security matters, it does not include Haiti at this particular time. Does not involve anybody from any other place outside of the CARICOM region. Under the arrangement, the United States may propose transfers of CARICOM nationals. This is what St. Kitts and Nevis has negotiated, without violent or sexual criminal backgrounds. The MOU contemplates jointly develop operational procedures, including capacity-based limits and logistical arrangements. So in St. Kitts and Nevis's negotiations, through our proactive diplomacy, this only contemplates CARICOM citizens. At this time, for security reasons, excluding Haiti. These CARICOM nationals, they are without violent or sexual criminal backgrounds. I think there might be different discussions with other jurisdictions, but in St. Kitts and Nevis, the CARICOM nationals, excluding Haiti at this time for obvious security matters. And thirdly, these persons cannot be violent or sexual criminals. And it has to be agreed to between our partner, the United States of America, and St. Kitts and Nevis. We are a CARICOM country. CARICOM citizens can come to St. Kitts and Nevis, and all CARICOM countries, I think, have agreed to receive their people. So it means, therefore, that this arrangement of, I would call, collaboration really is a scenario that is in keeping with our CARICOM principles.
Terence Drew of St. Kitts. Now, what is the big secret people are asking? What can't our Prime Minister? Be as clear as this. And instead of the foreign minister or the prime minister making a comment or explain further to the people of Dominica, they have issued a release that I want to share with you. I think Curtis Matthew read it out this morning, trying to explain further what is in the MOU. Let's listen to DBS News editor speaking to this MOU. A press release from the government of Dominica. Let's listen as Curtis Matthew takes a closer look at this press release. Where are you, Curtis?
A press release from the government of Dominica states that the negotiated arrangement contains comprehensive and explicit protection for Dominica and is non-binding. It provides for full discretion for the government to accept or decline any proposal in whole or in part. It provides for the right of the government to decline any individual on the basis of criminal activity. It provides for advanced disclosure by the government of the United States of medical and criminal record where applicable, to the extent permitted by law, the right of either party to discontinue participation at any time through written notice via diplomatic exchange. Assurance that any person accepted would be treated in accordance with Dominica's constitution, domestic law, immigration policies, and international obligations, including the Refugee Convention and Convention Against Torture, as well as other such conventions and treaties to which Dominica is a state party. Detailed operating procedures to guide the implementation and monitor the arrangement are in the final stages of drafting. These procedures are expected to specify documentation to be provided by the U.S. for each national proposed for transfer and any support by the United States. Any decision to accept third country national will be guided by the security and well-being order, full respect for international law and human rights, and the broader objective of maintaining constructive bilateral relations with the United States. The release from the government of Dominica states that at all times, government is approaching the matter with prudence and a clear focus on national interests. Both governments will continue discussions to ensure that all arrangements are in alignment with Dominica's laws, values, and national priorities. The government says it remains committed to protecting the interests of Dominicans through this arrangement and to maintain open and responsible diplomacy. Curtis Matthew for DBS News.
Now, good job, Curtis. Good job. As usual. So you mean to tell me no government official could explain it that way? You needed a press release to explain it to the people of Dominica. We just witnessed Mr. Drew speaking clearly and specifically to that arrangement. So you need to put it in a press release so Dominicans get a better understanding. I don't know, I'm just asking, huh? Somebody's asking a question there based on what Mr. Drew said. So if it's CARICOM nationals, why can't they go to the island of origin? We're taking more of your phone calls, yes? So, St. Kitts, and I just heard a farmer before I came on the radio this afternoon saying, Haitians are our brothers and sisters. Why can't they accept Haitians? Although I suspect from some intelligence that, some Haitians will be sent to other CARICOM countries, but I'm just asking, Mr. Drews explained for security reasons he won't accept Haitians. So are you sending them to Dominica? Hello, talk to me. Are you there? Yeah?
Yes, Matt. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Matt, this man rather go and lie on the national radio station. And it means that Curtis Voice will say it better for him. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much on the telephone. Are you there?
Yes, Matt.
Yes, I.
Good afternoon. Hey, Matt, I hear this morning on another radio station. I hear the same kid Prime Minister too. Which was very good. Whether I don't know if you're talking to me, but it's some balance. And then yesterday I hear you saying at least somebody represents Antigua, but I didn't know the radio station then. Antigua get an explanation, oh no, they're asking the PM to come and talk. To come and see because they have some man in more side in the US. Which US is my partner now, Trump is my partner. But Matt, what I find is that all of them that say them is CARICOM. I even hear certain of them call the Trinidad, my friend down there, there's no name good, the Trinidad Prime Minister, all kind of name and he get out. But the woman knows, that is why I say, we better get women to be Prime Ministers than men that be queen. You understand? And you see, why Antigua and Dominica is so much a common vibe is this man that married the man as the advisor and they have, I don't know, but I think they were molested. I don't say they were, but them two men, they look like they were molested when they were young. Anyway, listen.
All right, thank you very much. It's 1:54. Somebody's asking, Matt, why didn't the so-called leaders consult with the people before signing any of these arrangements? For instance, St. Kitts speaks about those with criminal or sexual offenses will not be accepted. What about health-related diseases, especially those diseases that are contagious, etc.? There are lots of gaps we need to cover. Bro, somebody says, sounds like they're trying to bully the U.S. but Skerrit and its close association with Chavez and Maduro regime, as well as other issues, such as his son's situation and his quick escape utilizing diplomatic passports, put him in a really weak position when negotiating. It is alleged and it's reported there and confirmed that he may be negotiating for his freedom. All right, I think we have Black Pepper on the line at this time. Black Pepper, are you there?
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt. How are you this afternoon?
Good afternoon to you, sir. Yes, how are you?
I'm good. Matt, I'm paying attention to what you just read from Dr. Drew to deportees and acceptance by the OECS Islands for the deportees.
CARICOM nationals, yes.
Haitians, CARICOM nationals and all of that. Now, Matt, there's a very, very, very important question that needs to be asked, and I want you to take note of it because it's a very technical question with technical consequences. So, in the case of Dominica, right, let's just suppose Mr. Skerrit, well, technically, Mr. Skerrit is in position, technically speaking, Haitians based on the fact that they are accepting Haitians into the country legally to the extent where some of them got a pathway to become citizens of Dominica. Am I right or wrong, Matt?
True.
Right. Now, we can filter based on the character. They meet a certain criteria, even if they are Haitian national as a deportee, they meet a certain criteria before they could be extradited to Dominica or deported to Dominica, right? So with that being said, it is fair enough to accept them based on our common practices that are very much active right now. But here's the thing, Matt. When someone is deported into Dominica and Dominica accepts that person, it becomes a national responsibility. Does that automatically, based on acceptance, be it under the pretense of refugee or deportee, does that acceptance give that individual a path to citizenship?
A good question.
Now, if that does, from the perspective of being a deportee or finding asylum or whatever the case may be, automatically, here the thing, Matt, automatically, based on that new practice, does it now open up more doors for the Haitians who are already on land but are not citizens can they align themselves with that same pathway to citizenship based on the fact that we can receive deportees, and if those deportees automatically have a pathway to citizenship, that means the residents that are there on the conditional levels of just immigration, if it's every year they have to renew their stay, that means automatically they're entitled. You understand my point?
Yeah, it's a fair comment. It's a fair comment. I'm saying it's a fair comment because they're Haitians right now in Dominica. They have been here for 15 years.
Nationals.
And they never got a passport.
So this is a very, very, very ticklish situation. And what we don't know is under what level the government is accepting them. They are never transparent with certain things, and it's like they're back against the wall. So it's do or die. They have to flush the toilet for the US, or else the toilet will back up on them. You understand, Matt? So we are in a very, very, very compromising position. It's a very disturbing position that Dominica has placed themselves in and put their practices on record to be placed in that position in the global world, Matt. That's very embarrassing. So at the end of the day, Matt, let's just have an open mind. At the end of the day, if government practices altogether, just the way you run your country, you run your CBI program, you move your money, you invest, if there is a high level of transparency and a high level of legality, why is it, based on things that are happening now, it looks like your faith was compromised, so you are put, your back is put against the wall. If you stretch, you stretch. You can stand up like a man and say, I'm not doing it. You understand? Because you have nothing up against you. But when you're silent and you're just taking all what they give you without, that's not negotiation in the matter. This is dictatorial. They tell you what you have to do, or else there's no negotiation there. You understand? That's dictating to you. Or face the consequences. Why are we in a predicament of facing consequences is the answer. So even if you don't want to believe, you have your faith in your party, you have your faith in your government, I'm still standing there and I don't want to believe this guy's into anything wrong, you know, Matt. But now on the back end, in the shadow, based on international interaction with Dominica, everybody is in a position to suggest that our government is involved in wrongdoings because the leverage to negotiate is compromised. They haven't got it. It's only predicament they place themselves in globally. That's what it is. So it's not about they're in it or not. It's about if you don't want to believe they're in something, give them the benefit of the doubt, then you come on the back line and you watch how the international world treats them to do with visas, Matt, to do with no entry.
But share that view of me on Black Pepper. It's been suggested, and of course we saw it coming from the courts in New York, that several Caribbean politicians, they have not been named, may be indicted. Are you surprised with Maduro?
Well, Matt, you see, it's a chain. It's a chain. You have to look at a sequence, and everything under investigation always boils back to establishing a pattern and the sequence of things. Right, Matt? So even if we sit here and we say, no, but our prime minister not in that, right? He cannot be under any indictment to do with any illegal thing to the US. But no, when you pull out your measuring tape and you measure the consequences placed on every island, you are filtered down to 2 main islands that are only they are facing significant consequences. Antigua and Dominica. On the record, right, Matt? So if you're trying to guess, boy, which prime minister, which official from which island, there is a filter in place to eliminate some that might be compromised. Why and how? By practices the US has just indulged with these islands. So from Trinidad, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, all that, not under no sanction. But Dominica and Antigua is. So the question is, what singled out these two countries? Remember, the countries the government is a representation of the countries, you know. Trump don't know you and whatever to do give you a visa. Trump is going, or any international forum is going by international best practices and legislations. You, the government, are responsible for putting that framework together, not the citizens. So the responsibility and the consequences solely lies in your hands. So now we're down to 2 countries. So what are we supposed to think? Okay, we don't want to think what we want to think. We still have the benefit of the doubt. But when the media match, I'm telling you today on radio, I want you to, the next time you go inside of there, you have to take your time. You have to reference current situations, and your questioning must be very direct towards current situations. And do not make anybody misguide you with some kind of flirtatious and put you offline with answers. The moment they go offline, let them carry on. When they stop, put back the question right to them and say, we did not get the question answered. To my opinion, it's not answered properly. I will repeat the question again. You have to challenge him twice. Don't make anybody take you on a psychological drift. Okay, man? It happens because they're human. I'm just giving you a little courage. And that is where you have to stick the pin in the eye of the needle to make Roosevelt Skerrit say what is supposed to be said to the citizens of Dominica. It's simple. We're not pointing finger. We just need facts and we need information. We need transparency. If it's bad, find a way of telling us how the predicament we're in straight up. So once you think the thing about it, Matt, people can only help you. It's like a paro. You have to confess to yourself that you are an addict before you can go to rehab to clean yourself. Wrong or right, man?
True.
But the more you are in denial, is the lesser forum or energies come across and around you to help cure you. If Mr. Skerrit was open about a lot of things, some people would fall back with forgiving him and try to see how they can be a side consultant to guide him, not to go back down the same road. But he has no encouragement because he's sitting defensively in ignorance. You cannot survive life. You cannot survive governance like that. We are human beings. We make mistakes. And we are each other's keeper. So please, Mr. Skerrit, at some point in your conscience, you need to give Dominican citizens and other human beings a space.
But somebody says, hold on, Black Pepper. Somebody says, we Dominicans, I heard it from Mr. Barron recently, should learn to forgive him. He may be hurting and he's not telling us, maybe he's hurting. So we have to forgive him. Well, what's your take on that?
But Matt, again too, sometimes I still want to go with him a little based on certain pronunciation that have been made, and technically he has been traumatized. Even the way they went about making accusation about his son and whatever, as a parent, it is traumatizing. But at the end of the day, as head of state, you have a responsibility because you are being looked at as a role model and figure to families. So you cannot dodge, you cannot duck. You have to know how you say what you say, but you have to say what you need to say truthfully. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, but you don't have to lie. Or you don't have to dodge. You understand my point, man? I just pray to the Almighty He can put himself in that position just to create a humanitarian invite into his life, or him to just have the courage and the little zen to do things differently in the interest of all of us, man. Everybody paying for it. That's a sad story.
But you're right. Right now, Dominicans are even afraid to travel. So,
they're paying for it.
They're paying for it.
It's not right now even about you can enter the US, Man, the traumatization of interrogation at a port. You're discomfortable on your whole vacation, even though they make you pass,
True. They'll be watching you.
The moment you're in the line in the airport and they isolate you in front of everybody else, that's the first leg of embarrassment, That lives with you forever, man. That's psychological. You understand? So it will have a psychological effect against how you feel your government put you in an embarrassing predicament. It's going to live with you, man. We're human beings. It's sad, man. Trust me. I don't want to cry down. It's not about cry down the country. That's why whenever I make my life, I say what I say and I give suggestions. These basic things like the Prime Minister could have just asked diplomatically to allow born nationals which will exempt the CBI or people who acquired passports otherwise from being a born national access. So the people that are responsible for governing, they don't have to pass in that predicament of your international issue because
That's true.
they
That's very true.
don't deserve it. So you have to know how to make an isolated application to create an exemption in the interim of you making your adjustments to your program.
But now
why I have to be on hold?
Peter paying for Paul now. Peter paying for Paul.
Yeah, why should Peter be on hold because of Paul? It cannot make sense to the innocent citizen in Dominica, Matt. It cannot. And with all that like a $15,000 thing to travel there, guess what? It's the same set that will continue going to the US because they don't have the money to put up that $15,000, Matt. And then they will take out pictures showing they can travel like it's okay. It's okay because all you have the CBI money putting down at ransom to travel. But the average ghetto, you don't have that. The average person that want to go Miami and make an e-container and ship with Emily Putter, they don't have that access and financial leverage. It's impeding in their ability to do commerce because the US is locking down $15,000 of their money that they would have gone to buy in goods to resell instead, Matt. So now everybody cannot move. Or you have to send money overseas, trust somebody, and see if they can do the transaction for you. Of course, it will cost you more. You understand, Matt? It's sad. It's sad. It's sad.
Very, very sad. Thank you, Black Pepper. Thank you. Making a lot of sense here. Peter is paying for Paul. That's a very good point, you know. We are innocent citizens. But now Peter is paying for Paul. And that's the truth. I mean, I can't run away from that. We'll take a phone call of you on the telephone. Hello, talk to me, yes? Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm listening to the discussion and the issues that are confronting our nation, and particularly our citizens over the last few weeks. And I must say it's worrying. But the sad thing about that, Matt, we are still in a state of denial. Initially, when that came out, some people say it's AI, some people say it's propaganda, it's false narrative, false news. And we keep going on with excuses and excuses and excuses. And
you know, I also remember that at one point, you know, the Prime Minister said that we are feeding international journalists with a lot of nonsense. I remember that. You know, it was not true. It was just false narratives, you know?
And Matt, the truth is, this is not something that happened overnight. And this is not something that those of us who are paying attention to how the international community operates and the whole question of their national security architecture and the risk and those who pose major risk to their country. That was no surprise because it's a long time coming. We've been warned. We excuse our way out of it. We make excuses. We have people who are specialized in spinning, and we think that we can spin our way out of every issue that comes up. Instead of accepting the fact, yes, I've made an error. But again, that is how things become when we idolize any human being and make them above being fallible and being able to make mistakes, and we put them in a category where we think that they cannot make no wrong judgment. And as a result, when the things are so wrong because we've idolized and worshipped those type of leaders, we ignore the fact that there's a possibility that the things that are being said are true. And therefore, we need to approach him in a brotherly way and say, hey, that path you're going on, I think you should rethink. I think you should redirect, because at the end, there's going to be danger, not only for you, but all of the citizens. And so we've allowed these things to go on, and kiss after kiss, kiss after kiss, kiss after kiss. And now it have reached at the door where each and every Dominican citizen are going to get additional scrutiny at every port of entry of the United States. Whether you are whatever, but that passport is going to bring additional attention to you. And not do you know that there are people who are still trying to talk their way out of that fact? Because some of them may not have traveled before. Long ago, since in the 80s, in traveling, you'd hear Dominicans say they don't like to stop in Puerto Rico. Because Puerto Rico used to be very, very rigorous.
True.
They would call you aside, ask you questions. And although you know you're straight and you're on the narrow, you still used to feel away.
That's true.
Furthermore, now that we are in the international news, making headlines, and everybody know that there's a Dominica, and that certain restrictions have been placed against that country. Do you think Dominicans will feel comfortable traveling and going to the United States?
No.
I, for one, Matt, my visa expired recently, and to be quite honest, unless that thing settles down, I'm not going to apply for a visa because I'm quite comfortable sleeping in my warm bed in Dominica and inhaling my clean, fresh air and drinking the natural water of Dominica. But the thing is, this cannot continue. There has to be a sense of responsibility. All of us cannot be facing that consequence, and the people who are in charge and responsible for bringing us in this dark hole continue to think that everything is okay. Everything is not okay. And let me make an appeal to those who support the government, because this is not a thing about supporting or not supporting government. But those who think that the government can do no wrong and the leader can do no wrong, let us reflect on the serious issues that we are in now. And let us agree as Dominicans that Dominica comes first, and this is the time once and for all to correct the number of mistakes that have been made in our country and to bring Dominica to a state of respectability again in the region and in the international community. Thank you, Matt, and thanks for
Thank you. And I remember Lennox Linton, for sure, Angelo Allen. These guys have been warning forever, and they've been laughed at. They've been demonized. I will say that. And even yesterday, I was having a chat with journalist who says that I keep calling Reed Jock, but Reed Jock, everything he has prophesied is coming to pass. So I mean, just talking the truth. That's basically what it is. And listen to what I played it yesterday, Mr. Reggie Austri said many years ago. Arrest Mr. Linton. Arrest him. Remember that?
And we have to find a way to send a clear message to Lennox Linton. You got so much deba, so much problem you cause for $1.2 billion. So much problem, stress. I mean, when are we going to arrest Linton for that injustice against the people of Dominica? Pick him up, and just go with him. And the guy say, just go with him. No problem, he says, see. Mr. is a headache. The man is a problem.
All because Mr. Lennox Linton was asking questions. That's all he was doing, asking questions. You see? It has come to pass. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. More telephone calls, 217. Talk to me.
Blessings to you, my beloved brother.
Blessings to you. Blessings.
But the whole country is subconsciously dying to save one man and his family. No one man and his family want to sacrifice it all to save a whole country. A whole country, man, unaware that they're dying or it is dying to save one man and his family. But no one man want to die to save a whole country from one man and his family. Matt, people are making excuses. Have Skerrit ever asked for forgiveness for anything, Matt?
No, what he has asked for is he says he's giving the olive branch,
Olive, you remember between the following day, the programmer zone on the olive branch, Mr. Matt, Mr. Linton, they were offering the olive branch too. Can you recall?
Uh-huh.
And within a few hours, the programmer zone on the olive branch. Matt Skerrit is unrepentant. Skerrit have no form of forgiveness, remorse, or nothing. So nobody should talk about forgiving Skerrit. Skerrit is a con artist. What he did at the press conference, Matt, a sympathy-seeking freak, is to try to make people feel sorry about his son, and they're taking his son. And Skerrit is a triple-headed snake, and anywhere you hold it, it will bite you. I am just saying, Matt, with all what that is happening, and even there I get pissed off with Thompson and his new blood in UWP. They are not dealing with the substantive issues. And there is a word they call momentum. And if you are just allow the moment to pass and you refuse to put Tom to that moment, and the Tom is not Thompson Fontaine, it's momentum. And also they're going to bring people to see the Chinese military base, they call an airport, carnival coming, and then everything just dissipates. Matt, there's so many things to deal with. Man talking foolishness. Matt, me, myself, I stray a little, Matt, but listen to me. If need be, let my blood be used in the pens of the writers who will write this bloody passage of history. But I refuse to surrender my dignity, morality, sanity, and liberty to these honorable criminals. Matt, there is nothing. Matt, I listened to Curtis. You know, there is still something that is desired in what he said, but it is clearer than the press conference, isn't that so, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Because what Skerrit wants to do is to keep everybody guessing. The whole country is indecisive. They don't know if they go in, they don't know if they come in. So I said that, Matt, we are a very peculiar people. We are strange, we are odd and unusual, and claiming to be Christians. Matt, if you are a follower of Christ, you're a rebel. If you read the Bible, Matt, Christ was a rebellious rebel. Matt, Vince Henderson, Baudier, Reverend Blackmore, anybody that was the salt, can they start eating that house of cards from inside out, Matt? Look at all what we are going through under American Europe, Matt. Even Guadeloupe and Martinique we might lose access to. Isn't that so, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Because France is a European country. So if Europe really comes down on us like America is doing, because Europe is following the same trend, not even Guadeloupe, an emergency, you think you're going to pick up a helicopter and run now? Or hop on one of the express boats and run? Huh? The man is destroying the whole country for all of us. And they're talking about UWP. I'm not UWP. I'm not Labour. I'm not Freedom. I'm not UPP. I had PP in bed when I was small. I get 20 blows. Not to get blows for PP in bed.
No.
So when you see them fellas coming and walking on eggshells, not wanting to muddy any water or ruffle any feathers, my brother, now is the time for Dominicans to take a stand and be as serious as a judge that looking to sentence some little child molester. If we want to forgive Skerrit, before Skerrit even resign and surrender all what he stole. Matt, did I hear Jolly told you they start seizing some of this property in England?
I heard that yesterday, yes.
Okay, Matt, I want people to do their research. If you cannot resign and surrender all what you have stolen from the country, Matt, there is no thought, no contemplation of forgiving an unrepentant, I will not say criminal. I'll leave that word out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Got to go back a few years there.
On his usual dangerous rhetoric about the CBI, throwing out numbers and calculations that not even he could understand, Mr. Speaker. All in an effort to deliberately mislead Dominicans, create a bad image of our country, and undermine the greatest source of non-tax revenue for the people of Dominica. The intention. Then he went on to say, Mr. Speaker, that the fees paid for marketing of the CBI are higher than the wage bill. Mr. Speaker, there is no line item in the estimates for marketing of the CBI. None. Instead, there is an expenditure line item for the CBI program, which includes fees paid for marketing, due diligence conducted on all applicants to the program, and some of the other expenditure related to that program. Therefore, it is sensible for one to conclude that this was a deliberate attempt by the leader of the opposition to mislead the public.
And we have to find a way to send a clear message to Lennox Linton. You got so much deba, so much problem you cause for $1.2 billion, so much problem, stress. I mean, when are we going to arrest Linton for that injustice against the people of Dominica? Take him, pick him up, and just go with him. And the guy share. Just go with him. No problem, he says, see. Mr. is a headache. The man is a problem.
Lennox may be smiling right now, Lennox Clinton. Hello, good morning, good afternoon to you, Lennox. Are you
Matt,
there? Yes.
I want to ask us three, who is the one that they should pick up and pack him and throw him somewhere right now in Dominica?
I'm sure Mr. Austria is listening. Hello, talk to me, yes? Ask him.
Hello,
Yes.
Matt.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, sir.
Matt tells you the boots in the ear is talking.
Yes, sir.
I listen to all the conversations, and I think right now we have to understand it. Have a thing called EGWA. You know, when you EGWA, the only person that can spare an EGWA is Jesus Christ. Okay? I listen to all the conversation in relation to what is happening to Dominicans. It's not to UWP, and it's not to the opposition. It's to Dominicans. Those that is there and those to come. Even the children, we don't know how that thing going to solve. But when you're an EGWA and you realize that you make a mistake, you need to pray to God and ask Him to forgive you. I believe right now we need to get together and find ourselves outside of the home of Mr. Lennox Linton. Angelo Allen is far away, overseas. But we need to collaborate. How you call it now? We're going to ask for forgiveness. The forgiveness that we're going to ask for from both of them, because Angelo left Dominica after he could not take it no more. Lennox Linton didn't live, but he resigned from UWP, big action, and he stayed at his home because we, the Dominican people, never listen, and we take the advice for us to take him and trash him out. But for God to give us His blessings to be able to get over the hurdle we are on now, we need to ask for forgiveness. And I think I am making an advice, I believe that boy. I'm making a suggestion to the people out there. What we need to do is the Dominican people that understand that what Lennox was saying and Angelo was in the interest of the Dominicans that will come tomorrow, not even we that day, all the rest of Dominica. And we need to go outside of Lennox Linton home with a large gathering. People need to go and put some courage in that man to get up and stand up, because that man still have information that Roosevelt Skerrit is not bringing to us. And the only man that used to ask Lennox Roosevelt Skerrit questions in his face, I just listened to the tape you played there with Reginald Austria. When they see they couldn't do anything about him, they try to kill him. And hear what they see. Take him and dispower him, disappear him. But with the power of God, he's still there. So I am asking Dominicans to make a plan. And let's see how we can go out there and show the Father that we understand. And we asking He, the Father, to forgive us for the wrongdoing, and ask Lennox Linton to come and join the force. Give us the information you have in order that we can get over that problem we have there. Because
All right.
we still have men living and
Yes.
they still have
Thank you. Let's go back to another conversation about Montferrat. That Lennox, I went back to his files and I picked up a few things there that he was talking about. Montferrat. Remember that one? Montferrat?
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Proceeds of crime. Assets gained by criminals in the course of criminal activity. Assets gained by criminals in the course of criminal activity, which they invariably seek to wash in the guise of legal activity. Mr. Speaker, this particular amendment, the two amendments that we're dealing with here this afternoon, to the money laundering legislation and the procedure of crime legislation, are particularly important to Dominica, especially under this Labour Party government. There was a decision in the court of Iran late last year where a gentleman by the name of Ali Reza Monfared was convicted for embezzlement of billions of dollars from the state of Iran. He was jailed for 20 years and he was ordered to repay the state of Iran 1.3 billion US dollars. In the normal course of things, that has nothing to do with us, except that Ali Reza Monfared was the holder of a Dominica diplomatic passport, a citizen of the Commonwealth of Dominica, who, from the evidence that is known to the world right now, used that Dominica citizenship and Dominica diplomatic status in his money laundering scheme.
No, the member Honorable Lennox Linton, please withdraw that. He'll be putting the state in dispute internationally. Whether
Ali Reza Monfared
whatever the man action is, you cannot put the state involved. You would have any Dominican could it be involved in a problem or a crime. So you cannot come to this honorable house and impute improper motive as if the government will be part and parcel of that. So I'd ask you to withdraw it.
No, Mr. Speaker, I'm not withdrawing a statement of fact. Ali Reza Monfared is the holder of a Dominica citizenship, which he obtained on the Dominica Citizenship by Investment Program, and he was at the material time also the holder of a Dominica diplomatic passport.
But you said,
I will not withdraw
hold on, you said he used it.
Yes, he did.
No, that's why I'm asking you. The debate was very nice earlier today.
My brother, enjoy yourself.
Nice. Comment made by the Honorable Lennox Linton, strike it off from the record on two grounds. One, it's unparliamentary. And number two, he's not here to defend himself. So strike it off. That's the comment made by the Honorable Lennox Linton in regards to the particular name he called. I'm not even going to repeat it in this honorable house. So strike it off and write it off clean.
All right, Dominica, remember those days, huh? Strike it out clean. He was just warning you guys. He was just warning you guys over and over again. Mr. Speaker, what's your thoughts at this time? Was he wrong? Now, Dominicans are prevented. Most Dominicans without visa. I even have a visa, but most Dominicans would like to go to visit their family in the States and now shitting in their pants. What a strange world we live in, huh? Mr. Linton again, take a bow, huh? You won them on many, many occasions. Hello, talk to me. Yes. Hi, nurse. How you doing?
Mato, I spit in my pants, but I'm all right. Mr. Linton, I love you. I love you. I love you. I really sometimes to question in my mind. What he's saying there now? But Mr. Linton, I understand everything today. I'd like you to make a big prayer meeting somewhere, I cannot tell you where. And thank God because you were brought to this slaughterhouse, but God set you free. You know why? The truth shall set you free. And I love you, Mr. Linton. and everybody suffering it now. So I hope I'm not choosing all people to stand up and serve Dominica. Only will choose Mr. Leonard Clinton. Mr. Linton, thank you, thank you, thank you, but make a prayer meeting thanking God for what He has done for you. The lies can flourish all the time, but the truth will set you free. Thank you, Mr. Linton. Not direct talking.
All right, thank you. Somebody saying, Matt, if I was Mr. Isaac, if I had the power of Mr. Isaac, he would tell Trump to strike it out. Would you tell Trump to strike it out? That's what you're advising Mr. Isaac to do? Strike it out? Okay, hello, talk to me.
First, good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing, sir? Oh,
First,
boy.
in early November,
Yes.
I rang you and I told you, and I'm going to quote my exact words. I told you that from the beginning of November 25 to the middle of December 25, Nicolas Maduro would have been no more. You got the text, you can play. Okay? I was out by it. I suspected the reason why Maduro was removed by Trump was because Trump tells us he believes in God. And he did not interrupt the Israeli Christmas. He didn't take him out before Christmas. I'm going to get a bold prediction again. The CBI, Trump is not going to allow us to continue that anymore.
I'll tell you what, give us a call back because you may be using the wrong line and I'm just hearing a muffle there. So call me back, caller, call me back, use another line, okay? Thank you. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Good afternoon, Mr. Peltier. Thank you for taking my call this afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon to you, long time. Everything good?
One day at a time.
That's it.
One day at a time. Mr. Peltier, you see these things that are going on right now. Those people who are surprised are those who denied what people, members in your position, the Linton, the Bosso, and those guys were talking about, and they tried to defend it. I remembered when I broke the story on Freedom Party program about Dominica is banned from the agricultural program, where Dominicans were going to the U.S. at what it was called seasonal employee in agriculture, where they could go and cut cane, whether it's in Florida or in the Midwest, harvesting corn or apples. Dominica was banned from this program. This was a program started, I think, under the Eugenia Charles Freedom Party government, and all the way until this current government came into place. And Mr. Peltier, I'll make this public. I'm part of an organization, a group in the U.S., where we look for seasonal employees around the world. Another issue in the Midwest is that you don't have a lot of help when it comes to harvesting. So organizations like my company, we look for employees out of the country. When we try to get people to come in, as we speak, we have people from St. Lucia, we have people from Africa, we have people from Mexico. And when I was trying in the negotiation process, in making this bigger for young people of Sufria, Scotts, and Ghana to get those young men to come up to work at my facility as seasonal employees during, like right now, around this, all spring, like March through the planting season, and again, like in October during the harvest season. We were told by the immigration authorities that Dominica has been banned from the program. About 2-3 years ago, I made this public. Some people gave me blows, including your parliamentary representatives, who told me I need to stop calling your program and making your program get rating. If I know something like this, I should have talked to them about it. And up to this day, she's mad at me because I broke that story on your program, and the Freedom Party program. We were warned by this, and I went to Dominica. I remember, spoke to people, my family members, and I'll say to including my sister at the time, big Labour Party supporters. But thank God she listened. She wanted to get a visa. Other people, family members of my close friends in the Suffolk constituency, today they're calling me, regretting when I cautioned them to go and get a visa now, because visas will be more difficult for Dominicans to get. And Mr. Matt, let me tell you something, Mr. Peltier. The immigration authorities told us, for the federal government, the reason why Dominica was banned from the program, because I went to negotiate to see what we can do. They told us Dominica, with its CBI program, is at risk, and is actually the country that have the most people that were not born in Dominica that carry diplomatic passports. Not just Dominican passports, but diplomatic passports. And also people that carry like there are people today who were not born in Dominica that probably carrying passport as ambassadors to Dominica. So the question continues: how many Dominicans, how many people who are carrying Dominican passports as ambassadors of Dominica who were not born in Dominica? And one who are those ambassadors, how many of us in Dominica, even the cabinet of the Parliament of Dominica, know who are these people, ambassadors? The flags were there. The issues were raised. They did not listen. So, Mr. Peter, the question we have, some of the questions I want to ask: is it true, Mr. Prime Minister, that Dominica and Antigua are the two strongest allies in the Caribbean of Venezuela, Russia, and China, which seem as a threat to the United States? Is it true? Is it true that there has been high amount of cash, US dollar they trade, where Venezuela was trading oil to other countries of the world where they were not able to use the US dollar, and Dominica, I'm asking, was Dominica part of exchange of this large sum of money? These are the questions that need to be asked and need to be answered. And today, you have people coming in and saying it's not the leader's fault, it's this and that, they're making excuses. These are things that have been boiling from a long time, but people are not listening. In other words, these people, this government in Dominica has genetically modified the brain of the people to make them think that the opposition, or if you speak against something that is wrong, that they don't like the government. I work with every and any government. I have a good relationship with the government of Dominica as far as I know. I give them ideas. I work in agriculture. I work with them in other areas. But I am not going to stand there and know something is wrong and don't tell it to them. Because some of them in government, including some of the ministers, I've let them know my stand on this. Because I am not going to tolerate it, because these things are wrong. And Mr. Peter, look at what happened. Look how things happened, interestingly. Right before this visa imposing, do you remember a minister named Lawrence Bassett? You remember that name?
Yes.
Minister of Finance. You remember that person?
Of course.
Do you remember the scandal of she was removed? And somebody seems to make her take the blame and don't do it. This was all around the same time when Dominica saying relationship
with Syria,
with countries. Yeah, that is in conflict with the US. And we know, and Mr. Peter, some of the things I said earlier, you know exactly where I'm coming from. I'm not telling you something people told me. I am in the program. You've been to my facility. You see what we do. I'm not just calling on the radio just to be heard. I'm telling you factual things, Mr. Peter, and you've been in the state of Wisconsin. You see what we do. You see the potential of young people from Dominica we could get to train, educate, and help them have a living at a minimum of $18, $19 an hour, US dollars, through the agriculture program. So I'm telling the people of the Sucre constituency in Dominica now, when we are trying to educate you about something, don't see it as we don't like the government. Any government that is in the country, I must work with them because I have businesses, not just in Dominic Florida region. I work with government, but we've been trying to caution you about these behaviors in your listening. The other question, I hope you, Prime Minister, will answer. Are there any Dominicans, or are there any people with Dominican passports involved of oil, including on the tanker that was seized, not the last one, but the first one that was seized by the US? These are things we need to ask. And all of a sudden, we're hearing that we're not buying gas from Petrocaribbean. As Mr. Boston said yesterday, I mean, at some point, Dominicans, if you don't wake up and see the truth, there's nothing else we can do for you. But don't blame yourself when you come and you say things are hard and somebody tells you, boy, I cannot keep helping you because you're not helping yourself. In other words, the longer you put this government and tolerate their nonsense, the longer you are making yourself become poverty. Mr. President, thank you for taking the time. There's much more to say, but I'll probably stop there.
All right, thank you very much. I want to go back to a particular story there when Mr. Skerritt spoke, about the CBI. Let's go back there.
In a press conference held at the State House on Wednesday, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit defended the Citizenship by Investment program as integral to Dominica's economy, stating that without it, we'd be in trouble. The remarks come on the heels of opposition leader Lennox Linton's appearance on CBS's 60 Minutes, which many feel portrayed Dominica's CBI program in a negative light. Skerrit said that money from the CBI program has been critical in the recovery efforts since Tropical Storm Erica, including the resettlement of Petit Savan.
The entire resettlement of Petit Savan, 381 homes, including infrastructure, including a health center and community facilities and a market, and a playing field and a basketball court. This will be financed entirely by the CBI. Entirely by the CBI. The whole reconstruction post-Erica has been financed. We just approved, for example, ratified today in the cabinet, close to $6 million from the CBI that was going to finance the NEP for the next 6 months. So the country depends on the CBI, like all of the countries in the OECS and beyond, because in the United States, as you see, it has an EB-5 program.
Skerrit acknowledged that many roads still had not been fixed since Erica. Some roads, such as the Foncani Road, had turned into emergency situations due to continual rain this year. He stated that money from the CBI program is and has been crucial to repairing these roads.
It really pisses me off when people like Linton can go and try to destroy the country. Because the Minister of Finance and the person who is largely responsible for ensuring that we have the monies to address those things, and recognizing that our people can't be taxed further, and recognizing that we cannot take loans for every single thing we want to get done because somebody has to pay for it, and you must have the revenue to pay for it. The CBI is becoming increasingly more important to our survival. If this, I can say to the country without any fear of contradiction, that if the CBI were to be taken away from us tomorrow morning, we're in trouble.
Skerrit also said that bananas or tourism alone cannot provide the necessary funds to repair the damaged infrastructure. He explained that CBI money is being used both for repairing vital infrastructure as well as providing support to businesses and people working in industries like tourism and agriculture in order to create long-term employment. Skerrit said that once the manufacturers organize in Dominica, the government will support them too, and that the government is providing a $2 million loan to a local businessman to get Dominica coconut products up and running once again.
All right, Dominica, you will admit that there are some good things for the CBI. And this government may have benefited the most in terms of monies coming into the country. What were the priorities? Using CBI money, huh?
This beacon encourages every Bajan to speak up and take responsibility when they see something going wrong in this country, in their community, in
I'll play a clip from Mia, basically saying, when you see something going wrong, say it's going wrong. Speak up. Dominicans are very quiet at this time. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Matt, listen to me and listen to me well, and I'll be quick.
Please.
Mr. Walsh, great suggestion, but not if anybody going in front of Mr. Linton's door to ask for his voice. We need to go with a long letter of apology. And everybody there say personally, we are sorry. Because a lot of us get caught. Oh, you have no education. Oh, you don't have no degree. But it's a lot of guys that want to control countries. They have masters. You know, it's a master degree, man.
Mm-hmm.
So fellas have 4 and 5. So the country is always the plantation. And we are the slaves and the servants because they are the masters. Master in this and master in that, masters. Not if Dominicans cannot apologize. May I have my personal issues with Mr. Linton? You know, with Matt?
Oh, I'm not aware of that. I'm not vexed with him. He spoke to me 2 days
He has
ago.
to flatter me. I don't flatter him. No, Matt, you know I did to flatter some flatter. Matt, I am not joking, you know, Matt, even when I insert some humor. Matt, that's a man that faced a lot of persecution.
He has been demonized over the years. Demonized.
No.
Yes.
What you say, sir?
I said he has been demonized over years. Yes.
My God. My brother Tony Astafans, Reginald Austria, Roosevelt Skerrit, but everybody, the late or beloved brother, you know that pastor, the owner of Kyrie, bless your soul, crazy, whoever you are, he was my brethren. Everybody, Lapokabwe, they used to beat on Linton. Now for you to go and get Linton from where he is there, maybe not even listening to Q95 or listening to all these issues. He said everything that would have happened to Dominica based on his investigative journalistic skills, man. And we rejected him. I want to apologize in time of Edison James administration because I was quite ignorant and I hear corruption. Matt, you know corruption? They say it was a political strategy to get them out. There was no evidence. $90,000 or more they give Tony for evidence. He said, well, they did forensic work and they could not, so much corruption they could not find it. No corruption, bamboozling and bazoodying Dominicans, man. So I am saying, I want to give thanks to him and I've given praises many times, Matt, and defended the brother. And for a man to take all that blows and finally he agree, you know something, let me step back. And I wouldn't say what that is on my mind about blows coming from left, right, and center. And Matt, we need to apologize to Mr. Linton and openly, even if I was not in it, I apologizing to you, my brother, on the behalf of Dominicans, because for things you told us with Matt Pelte, Matt, you remember you used to co-host that?
Yeah. Remember that.
And revelation upon revelation, it was Matt Pelte and Linton that was the worst enemies of Dominica once upon a time. And then other people start to join, and all of that. So if you want to go in front of the man door, go with a letter of apology, and everybody that go there, apologize to him personally. Thank you.
Thank you. I think, let's see if I can try to play a voice note here. Yes, are you there?
Matt, with that clip you just played there with Reggie Austria, when he's talking about Lennox is a headache and we need
Take
to
him
get
out.
rid of him.
Yes.
If Lennox wasn't speaking the truth, and that's the reason Lennox was a headache, because Lennox was speaking truth. If he wasn't speaking the truth, hey, I don't care. Let him talk. We don't need to get rid of him. We know his crap he's talking. There's a whole bunch of nonsense. But when you're speaking the truth, we need to get rid of you because you're speaking the truth and we don't want people to hear the truth. So that clip from way back then, boy, this administration, my God.
All right, Dominic, over here, 4493. Everybody's trying to call me now. We have a few more minutes on this Friday. Remember, tomorrow is the opening of Carnival City. Hello, yes? Are you there? Carnival 2026. Just a reminder. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Matt.
Hey, long time.
Good afternoon to you, listener. Yeah, it's been a while, Matt. You know, at some point, you have to sit back and let people come out and speak. And after you have fought so hard to try to open the eyes of our own people as to the path we're taking, at some point, you just have to sit back and watch. And I mean, I heard a couple of your callers talking about Leonard Clinton and what he should have done. But let me state something. This Dominica is not about Lennox Linton. Dominica is not about Reginald Ostrich. Dominica is not about Roosevelt Skerrit, and it's not about the interactions of these individuals. They play a part in directing at some point our future. But Dominicans need to realize Dominica is about all of us, our ancestors, the people who are there today, and the folks who are going to take over when Roosevelt Skerrit is dead and gone. When the leaders of today are gone, we have to ask ourselves, where do we want to see our country in the future? Matt, and I sent you a couple of voice messages because too many times when we have in these conversations, we have them in isolation. We just talk about them as the current situations, disregarding the importance of historical events, disregarding the importance of action that have been taken in the past to have us where we are. And if we don't realize that as a people, then we cannot chart a path for the future if we don't respect the past. I see it's important in where we are right now with all the visa restriction, all that going on, and direct our path for the future. And beyond all this discussion, Matt Peltier, I said to you earlier on, the world has constantly struggled in the human experiment as to who share the resources, who is in charge of these decisions, and how who manages those resources. And everything political, everything politicians do should be in the interest of the people. Matt Peltier, I don't know what more to say than what I have already said in the past in terms of the leadership of our country. You're talking about the Prime Minister and constant lies to the people. One day he has his son on a stage in a campaign giving gifts and giving keys to people. The next minute he says, why are you guys putting my son in politics? One day he says, everything is about CBI and it's Lennox Linton and it's Lennox Linton and it's Lennox Linton given a bad name. But Lennox Linton is not even in active politics right now. And guess what is happening? We have visa restriction. We have all kind of issues. So at some point, the people of Dominica need to ask themselves, what is their part to play in their political process, in their future? How do they want the resources of the state? That means the passports, the taxes, the soil, the land, the water. How do they want the resources of the state to benefit everybody, not just a certain set of individuals? Because, you know, after the Prime Minister allowed people to abuse our state with our passport, guess what, Matt Peltier? When you get into the US, they don't ask you what political party you support, you know what they see on there? You're a Dominican. It's nowhere it says Laborites, Freedomites, UWPI, and you get a punishment based on which party you support. So what that should tell us is the actions of the people we put in charge doesn't just affect one set, it affects all. And in a true democracy, Matt Peltier, are you listening? Are you there, Matt Peltier?
I'm right here with you.
In a true democracy, Matt Peltier, the Prime Minister says he believes in democracy. And if he believes in democracy, he should understand that his responsibility is to the people, because democracy stands for power to the people. And Matt Peltier, I said to you earlier, the reason why history is important is because we've come from a place of kings and emperors who ruled the lands, and they think they were the next in line after God. And ordinary people did not have the opportunity to own land, to grow, and the world was poor at that time. And the revolution that came out of that is the communist and the free market system. And democracy means that people are allowed to be able to grow themselves, to grow wealth. We enjoy tourists, we enjoy all the good things the free market has given us in places like the US. But at the end of the day, there are men, there are people, there are individuals who will come out in our midst. And by the way, the United States is not exempt, because there are people in the United States who think they are kings. But as our human experiment go by, Matt Peltier, there are men who are going to come out in our population and think they are kings. And what they will try to do is they will cut off the right of me and you to make our decision, to be part of the process. And they decide they alone can make decisions for everybody. And they're the brightest and wisest And I think, Matt, once you start seeing this characteristic, you have to nip it in the bud, because if you don't, it goes too far. And that is why we find ourselves in Dominica. And let me give you a perfect example, Matt Peltier. During the last election cycle, what did the Prime Minister do? The Prime Minister fired his cabinet and his ministers, people who were elected by the constituents. And he installed individuals who nobody in the constituency. Matt Peltier and I have always said that is not democracy. And if the genesis of your system, if the genesis of your governance structure does not start with a democratic process, then you cannot be a democratic leader. So when I hear Roosevelt Skerrit says he supports the United States as a democratic society, because you know what? The little coward will say anything to get his butt out of trouble. And a man who says he's a friend of all, and he's a friend of everybody. So he's a friend of the devil. He's a friend of the drug dealer. He's a friend of the police. He's a friend of the communists. He's a friend of the free market system. He's a man you cannot trust, Matt Peltier. And Matt Peltier, if I have a friend who is your enemy, would you trust me, Matt Peltier? Because, so that is what the Prime Minister, and a man who stands on morals, principles, and values will understand that everybody is not your friend. And Matt Peltier, before I go, Dominicans need to understand when we speak, it's not because we hate our country. I was the one who called about the scholarship program when our government was using CBI money to give hundreds of our Dominican students scholarships. And all I was asking for is, if you are going to do this, why not put that money in a revolving fund so that future generations would benefit from the scholarship program? So if you had put $100 million there, and you say, okay, well, I'm giving students fund and you guys have to pay back, even if you have 1% interest, even if it's no interest. At this point, even if the passport CBI had died, you would have a fund that you would have continued to refund by people paying back in there, which is our social and our national responsibility, not to look out for ourselves. But if I get a scholarship from the government, I would want the next child and the next child and the next child to be able to benefit from that system. So as a society would say, you know what, I don't have to pay 12% from the bank. But if I pay back into that fund, then somebody else's child, my neighbor's child, my other constituent's kid will be able to get a scholarship. And even if the passport program doesn't happen, but that fund will be refunded by educated, smart, productive people who understand what the country's resources do for them and will have the heart to put back money there so others can benefit materially. That is what we're asking our people and our government to subscribe to, and we considered enemies. You see the ridiculousness of the situation? So we let ourselves be fooled. And Matt Peltier, you have asked that question many times. America is not perfect. But if a country has 1.4 billion people, and for you to do any business, you need people. A market is not a physical. A market is a human. It's human. You need people. If a country, the second largest economy in the world, has 1.4 billion people, the United States have 400 million people. And if 400 million people can build the largest economy of the world, it should tell you that something in the democratic capitalist system, who have changed presidents in the last 25 years, is working. When a country has 1.4 billion people, and because they adopted a free market system, they were able to get millions of people out of poverty. But yet still, their people are living that 1.4 billion market and coming to a 60,000 population Dominica to set up businesses, to set up stuff, to compete with locals in Dominica. It tells you something in their society is wrong, that they cannot even depend on that 1.4 billion people market. You see the common sense, Matt Peltier? And I'm not supposed to think, and I'm not supposed to say that. So when people ask me whether I should choose America or I should choose China, it's an easy response. We have 13 million Caribbean residents living and working in the United States. Some of them may be on social welfare. 13 million Caribbean residents. You know what that represents, Matt Peltier? It represents a market for Caribbean goods. It represents a market for our services. It represents travel. It represents long-term economic activity. While the Chinese are here in Dominica, we import $75 million worth of cheap, stupid goods, while we export about $300,000. So tell me who's your friend. And when you hear the Caribbean leaders talking about, well, we nobody should interfere in sovereignty. These are the people. Just look at what they have done. Roosevelt Skerrit have been in office for 25 years. Maduro didn't want to leave. The gentleman from St. Vincent who just leave was the world boss. We have a little Hitler, a little black Hitler in Antigua, with a little mustache, that wants to be a world boss that stays there forever. When these guys lose respect for democracy, what they are really doing is they are telling you and me, the black sons and daughters of former slaves, that we are not important in the political process. Our opinions doesn't matter. The only thing they need us for is to put an X by the name, and they can give their friends $10 million to build hotels for the family because of loyalty. And me and you who are working for the government, teachers who are working for 10, 15, 20 years, civil servants who cannot buy a piece of land, civil servants who cannot build a house. And then there are folks who don't pay taxes, but they get a $300,000 house. What do you expect, Matt Pierce? What do you expect? You are going to get chaos. So Roosevelt Skerrit, by the 25 years of his administration of the country, has plunged Dominica into an abyss. And the only way Dominica is going to recover is when people get rid of their selfishness, when we realize Dominica is not for one man to decide. We are not living in an autocratic society. We do not have a king, and I've said before, the guy has made himself an emperor. We are not living in a feudal system. And if Roosevelt Skerrit doesn't want to give the people an opportunity to make decisions, I will say it, and I will say it clear: Roosevelt Skerrit needs to be removed by force. And if the tenant, the court system, if the police is not independent, if the judiciary is not independent, if the president is not independent, then we have basically sat there and watched one gentleman destroy our country, destroy our democracy, and destroy everything that is of value to Dominica, to the point where we are second-class citizens in our country. I want to invoke the spirit of Pala and all the ancestors who have fought for freedom of black men in the Caribbean. So Roosevelt Skerrit understands at some point what happens is because of his doing. Matt Peltier, you have a good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. I wanted to share a story that I heard on some international media. You know, some Iranian national with our passport and the experience he had. How he's trying to get into the United States. And here's a conversation. I think his wife was asking a question on international TV. Let's listen.
Oh, Gas AAA. Hello.
Hi, Jim. I have a question regarding my father's green card case. I'm his sponsor, and I applied for both my mom and dad. My mom got his green card. They did their interview in May 2025, and he went under administration in Qatar. And he's a citizen of Dominica, but he was born in Iran. And they had questions about his military service. I think because of that, it went under administrative review. So since May, we didn't really have any updates. He sent a couple of emails asking for updates. So his case shows that the last update was December 2025. And we were wondering what's the best course of actions going forward.
There's nothing to do now. The ban. Your dad's an Iranian citizen. He can't get a visa to the United States.
Even if he had an active immigration case?
If your dad had a visa or was a day away from coming, once the ban went into place, he can't come to the United States.
He actually he has an active tourist visa, and he came to U.S. with that visa, with his Dominican passport.
He's in the United States right now?
Not right now. So he left, and he's planning on coming back. But we were wondering about his immigration case. He wanted to, push that forward. So you think it's frozen? We can't do anything right now?
That's right.
Okay. Okay. That was all.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
If you have the message is there. If you have an economic citizenship passport, you're coming from Iran and a number of other countries, you're not allowed to enter the United States. 308. Dominic, I'm going to leave on this note. The math is not mathing. We're going to go. Thank you. I've got to go. Sorry for all the voice notes I will not be able to play at this time. Signal band.
The situation serious while they have some people sit down laughing.